Hi everyone, welcome back to Legally Yours. I'm here again with the lovely Stephen Brown from Lynn and Brown Lawyers. And Stephen, in this video, I was just really keen to get to understand a little bit more about, I guess, the USPs of Lynn and Brown, because you are a very unique firm, particularly in WA where you're based, but also to sort of get an understanding of why you decided to go value-based pricing. So you have been doing it now since 2017, is that correct?
That's correct. 1 June 2017, everything that came through the door was value-based priced.
Amazing. So what led to that decision? Why did you feel that need to change the way you were doing things?
Long story. I used to have a senior lawyer that for about a year used to pop papers on my desk about once every 2 or 3 months about it.
Yeah.
My response used to be to him, and he was a commercial litigator as well, and my response was, I can't see how you can do that, Luke, in commercial litigation. And then we went through some work with a cultural advisor and looking at how we could retain some of our younger lawyers. And he was really looking at, well, you know, what's unique about Lynn and Brown? Why would a young lawyer want to stay here rather than going and trying another firm? And end result of that engagement was we really didn't have an answer. And he was quite tough on us, saying, well, no, I know other firms that do that. And yes, you've got a really good culture, but it's obviously not the only reason enough to stay. So we think that value-based pricing works really well, both for our legal team and for our clients. So the lawyers love it because we all know there's so much research into the problems associated with time recording for mental health. It also makes us work so much more as a team and collaborate and allows us to share knowledge. In the past, you know, if you spent half an hour with another lawyer strategizing about a matter and you put that on a bill, clients say, well, why do you have to talk to each other? I want you actually working on my matter, talking about it. So this allows us to do things like that I think are the really high level effective parts of litigation, is having those strategy conversations and bringing the team together to discuss and work out the best way to attack the problem that we can now do without having to justify what we're spending our time on, because we've agreed this is the scope, this is what the price will be, and the client just wants the outcome. And so for the clients then, look, I would personally never engage a lawyer on a time-based billing. I would only want to engage a lawyer on a fixed fee if I had the choice and I was engaging legal services. And look, sometimes we do, for clients, have the option, you know, we might be engaging a client, a law firm to do a taxation of a bill of costs that's really complex and we don't want to do in-house. We know some firms that will do on fixed price and some that'll, and they'll give us an option of fixed price or time. And I always tell the client, look, there's no way I would choose the time-based. Know what happens with it. You know, it's an estimate and it's very difficult to keep to in litigation. So, but we back ourselves that we've got a lot of skills and experience in the area that we can determine a price and a scope. It involves a lot of deep conversations with the client, which is really beneficial for the client as well, because we really need to get to understand them, how they want to roll it out, what their objectives are, what worst case, what best case scenarios, how we see the matter playing out, and have some really deep, in-depth conversations right at the start to help us develop strategy that in the past we might not have had until we were sort of, you know, at a stage of a mediation of the matter. Now, a lot more preloading, a lot more upfront work with the matter in developing strategy. But I think that also that is better for the client because it allows us to get to outcome solution mode a lot quicker than in the past.
Absolutely. And I could imagine, because there's a real education process through that, because you're actually educating the client on what's coming, which actually I think would, correct me if I'm not, take out a lot of the toxicity in that relationship going bad along the way if they feel that, you know, they're being surprised by something or they're not informed of something. And we see a lot of that happen in litigation and family law in particular, where people then start to, oh, well, I shut down, I don't want to talk to my lawyer anymore. I assume that doesn't happen because you've already had all those hard conversations.
Yeah, most definitely. Some of the things that's helped us do is we've created a whole lot of matter mapping now for the different jurisdictions we operate in. So that's something a client's provided right up front. They can see a map of where the matter can go, the different variables, We have conversations about, likelihoods of different variables for their matter, because, one of the difficult things with litigation is that it is very variable from one matter to the next, and dependent upon how the other side react and change during the course of it, which is often very difficult to predict. Often a lot easier with experienced litigation clients, because they have a bit of an understanding of what they're going to be going through. But yeah, very big for those new people that haven't dealt with a lot of litigation before, a big education piece at the start of it.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, I congratulate you on making that decision. Certainly, we know as Legally Yours that, the future of law is very much this value-based pricing. You're ahead of the game. We are so excited to have both yourself and Jackie and Elise as part of our platform, and we fully support. So if this is resonating with you, if you're a business out there and you would like to engage with Stephen Brown for a complimentary callback on our platform, you can find him there at legallyyours.com.au. Or if you'd like to actually learn more about Lynn and Brown and the services they provide, you can head direct to Lynn and Brown, that's LYNN and brown.com.au. Stephen, thank you so much for all that information, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me, Karen.